Hi, I'm Maura Kolb. I'm president of Dryden Gold. We're exploring for high-grade gold in Northwestern Ontario. We're located in an excellent neighborhood, fantastic infrastructure. Our neighbors are things like Red Lake Gold Mine, the Great Bear Discovery, Rainy River to the south, so a fantastic, prolific gold camp. We've just released new results today, some really high-grade gold that follows up on historic gold grades of 53,000 grams per ton over half a meter. So we're definitely in the right place looking for some very exciting stuff.
I think
Over to you, Matt.
some people will say you misspoke there that 5,000 grams per ton, but it's true, folks. That happened. Tell us about what the results that came out today. How many holes? How many meters?
We were just released 2 holes today. We are following up on the Elora target. So let me back up a little bit. We're looking at one part of our large land package. We have 70,000 hectares, which is a huge land package, and we've been focused in on the Gold Rock camp, which is kind of central, just south of the town of Dryden. This was a historic mining camp back at the turn of the century, and there were two really bigger mines there, the Laurentian mine, and this is the structure that we're exploring on today, and the one we released results on. So that's called the Elora structure. Now, we released 30 grams over almost 6 meters, pretty exciting. And that was just thrilled me. And then today's results are almost 9 grams over 12 and a half meters. So great follow-up. We're really getting some momentum on this target.
What are you starting to see, actually? In fact, why don't you pull up, there's a diagram in the press release which kind of shows how you're coming at this in terms of the drill targeting, modeling, etc. If I pull that up now, what are we looking at?
So what we're seeing is a continuous kind of vein structure going down the property, and where that intersects cross-cutting faults, we're getting these really high-grade pipe-like structures. And so that's what we were drilling off at Elora. That's the result today, and the high grade of that was 32.9 grams over almost 3 meters. So we're really getting some high grade cores within this, which is very exciting.
Right, and tell me, obviously, some the big chunk of the audience like to talk about grade is king. So, when you talk about this district being prolific and has given up high grade gold like this, how do you come at this? In terms of the way that you're drilling these holes, how you're targeting these things. There's got to be some sort of tipping your hat towards giving the market what they want to hear, but at the same time, you kind of got to build a picture of how you allocate your capital. So can you talk to me about that?
Absolutely. It's certainly a balancing act because we want to deliver high grade, consistent results, but we also want to be able to explore this camp to really expand it and find something mineable. And I'll just remind you of my background. I spent 8 years in the Red Lake camp. I was 5 years as the exploration manager for the Red Lake mine. So I've definitely looked for these kind of high grade beasts before. And they take a little bit of massaging to figure them out. So we have a theory here that we're following up on, these intersections creating great traps for the highest grade mineralization. And we are looking to get some continuity on these high grade chute structures, and I'm very excited about what we've seen at Elora. So if you look at the press release today, there's an image there showing a contoured long section, and basically that is just the grade times the width of the sections we've hit. And what we're looking at there is about 150 meters at surface, where we have good high grades over 10 gram meters, way higher in most cases. But I've used something kind of simple to make this picture. And we've decided to test deeper on this structure where it hadn't been tested historically, and that's where all our drill results have kind of come out. So we released one early in March that was 14 grams over 7.5 meters. In October, we released the 30 grams over almost 6 meters, and then today, the almost 9 grams over 12.5 meters. So we're really starting to see some consistent high grade in this chute. And we started the drills up this week as well, following up, down plunge. We really, I think, honed in on the controls and where this high grade is going. So we believe it's almost a sub-vertical chute. And now we're testing just below these drill holes that came back today.
Okay, so you're starting to build a picture of what you think it looks like, and more importantly, how you're more efficient with the drill bit going forward. So in terms of that, what next component, what will that program look like? And what more data are you going to be able to use to inform that future program?
Yeah, so we've been using what we call oriented core, which actually gives us the true orientation in the earth of where these veins are, where the faults are going, all these different geologic structures. And that helps us to interpret where the next holes should be. We've been using that to kind of understand the whole system, and we've been focused on gold rock, like I said, but we're actually using the information we've been learning from that across the entire project and all of our targets. Now, what we've seen is that we're getting better grades where the intersection is and down plunge. So the next holes will be following up further deeper down this structure. We've got a few more planned, and we've already intersected some nice looking mineralization in the first hole that we've drilled on this follow-up program. So nice looking anyway.
Nice looking, but the results aren't out yet. When can we expect to hear from you?
You'll start to see more results as we go into the Christmas time and the New Year. We'll be doing this drill campaign. We've been doing this since we started out as a new company in January, but doing these very small campaigns that help us to get all of the data absorbed so we can make better decisions and get more success with the drill bit. So it's very systematic approach. We want to make sure that we really capitalize on every dollar that we've raised, and we can use it to really get the most information and the best grades.
Right, you've got a few well-known characters, well-known industry names in here as investors. How's money at the moment?
Yeah, we just finished a $5 million raise, so we're cashed up and looking forward to a new year with more high-grade results. We completed a pretty exciting exploration program this summer too. I know I've been talking about Elora, but everything we've been learning at Elora, we actually are seeing across the entire camp. We focused on a few different targets. We call one Hinman, which is way out to the east, but it's located on the Trans-Canada Highway. So you can't get better infrastructure than that. There's no helicopters. I literally drive up from my house and pull in the truck. Or I went in my SUV one day. So that's a pretty exciting target. We had 4 samples over 10 grams per ton there just on our initial discovery program. So I'm really excited about the follow-up and all the work that the team has been doing out there mapping that this summer. And then down on the south end of our property, we are also seeing these kind of intersection structures at play. And we have worked on a property called Sheridan. Now, the previous owners of this property, Manitou, they'd done work there too, and their first drill campaign on that program, they drilled 10 holes, and 8 of them had visible gold in them. So we've gone back, reinterpreted the data. We did a very detailed mapping program there to try to understand what the different rock types were and how they could be controlling the mineralization. The boring science, but that foundational stuff is really, really important for when we go to use the drill. It's so much more expensive to drill than to map, so we want to make sure we get as much information out of this summer program as possible. So I'm pretty excited about that. The team spent the last month bringing in all of the historic core from that project. So that's all in our core shack. We're drilling right now, so we're focused on the current drill program, but we'll be working on relogging that Sheridan core over the winter too. So lots of exciting pans in the fire, so to speak.
Yeah, well, for sure. Now, you're also due today. Trey, of course, is off bouncing around Europe at various conferences, which are normal at this time of year. In Zurich, in London, etc. What's the reception like for gold stories at the moment? Obviously, gold has been up around 2,800, so bounced back down at sort of 2,600, and now seems to be heading back up to 2,700 again. It's kind of like, I'm not complaining about that movement. We are super excited. It's anything above 2,600. It's fantastic, but there's a lot of new investors leaning into this. Well, this in Bitcoin, it seems. Gold is back in vogue. So he's got lots of meetings lined up?
Absolutely. He has lots of meetings, and we've even seen a trend since the fall of more I have to say newer investors into gold. I've had lots of fun explaining it to, what mining really is and how this is innovative and what kind of technologies we're using. Because of course, you've met Anna and I, but we like to deploy every new technology possible to make it as cheap and as quick as possible to make these discoveries. So that's been really good. And Trey has loads of meetings for the London show and Zurich. And then I'm actually headed to New Orleans next week as well to meet with the Americans. So we're kind of hitting all fronts.
Well, absolutely. I think the North American market is super excited on gold at the moment. And we'll see what the US elections, the effect of Mr. Trump winning and what that could mean for the gold sector. Maura, Thanks for picking up the call and talking to us about the drill results. Look forward to hearing more from you before the end of the year. Stay in touch, okay?
Yeah, thanks, Matt.